within. I want to describe in the time that we have this morning on how we can adopt a mindset that will assist us in building and not only building the success, but sustaining the success that will assist us in experiencing the life that we envision. First and foremost, again, for those of us that are just joining us and for those of us that are new, my name is David Gibson, also known as D1 Gibson. Truly appreciate you all investing time during this broadcast. Now, to the topic of discussion. To begin the conversation, family, comment below. All I do is win. All I do is win. We're going to tie all this together by the end of this conversation. But there's one principle that I continue to bring into the conversation. And I want to do this again today because I believe that it's so critical that we begin to grasp this concept because it plays a pivotal role in how we show up in ultimately the life that we experience. Or let me rephrase that. Not just the life that we experience, but the life that we create, right? Remember, we are not victims of circumstances, family. We are creators of circumstances. You have within you the capacity to initiate positive changes in your life, in spite of your circumstances, regardless of what it looks like, in spite of what other people may think and the opinions of others. You are a creator of circumstance. You carry that ability to take the good and the bad, mix it up and make something great and phenomenal in your life. Now, the principle that I want to highlight, again, it's so very important for us to grasp this concept. And that is that the story that you tell yourself about yourself, it carries the greatest influence over your life. Let me phrase it by saying this. You will believe and become whatever you consistently repeat to yourself. The dominating thoughts in your mind will shape your belief system, right? What you continue to echo in your imagination, the visions that you see about yourself, right? How you view yourself, right? How you identify yourself in the world in which you live. That will shape who you become, what you accomplish, the life that you experience, and ultimately the destiny that you fulfill. And let's keep it 100, dream catchers, family, or we'll keep it 8 above 92, whichever comes first, right? For many of us, it's not that you don't have the skill sets. It's not the lack of experience. It's not the lack of qualifications. It's not the lack of resources. It's not that you are not enough. It's not that you don't have what it takes. But for so many of us, what often holds us back is this self-sabotaging narrative that we have on replay in our minds. The character assassinations that we consistently put ourselves through, the verbal abuse that we continue to entertain in our minds. And what is needed is a fundamental shift in the way that we view ourselves. Because here's the beauty of it all, family. No matter how long you have thought a certain way, you can always rewrite your story. In fact, comment below, rewrite your story. Rewrite your story. Let me say that again for the people in the back in case we missed it. No matter how long you have thought a certain way, you can always rewrite your story. Like Tanel mentioned earlier, you can renew your mind. You don't have to conform to your environment or your circumstance. You can renew the way that you think and put yourself in a position where you're empowered to change your situation for the better. Maybe for years, like historically, you've been the type of person that has doubted yourself. You can rewrite your story. Maybe historically, you've been the type of person that's always been intimidated by something new. Anytime you think about stepping outside of your comfort zone, you get extremely anxious and fearful. You can rewrite your story. Maybe historically, nobody has believed in you, right? You've always been the black sheep in your family. You've always been the outcast, and nobody has supported you in the way that they do others. And you feel some type of way because of it. You can still rewrite your story. Maybe you took some steps in your past, right? You went after some big goals and some ambitious dreams, and you fell short, and it hit you hard. I'm talking about that gut check. to the point that you started doubting yourself, but you can still rewrite your story with a strong enough intention, with persistence and repetition and patience. You can change the story that you're allowing to influence you on a day-to-day basis. Now, unless you have been living underneath a rock, even if you're not an avid sports fan, I'm quite sure somebody somewhere in this broadcast has come across the remarkable and monumental shift that's been happening in college sports that's being led by our brother from another mother, Prime himself, Deion Sanders, right? Think about the amazing things that he is doing in the state of Colorado, right? Think about the phenomenal work that he's doing to our future leaders, right? I didn't catch the game over the weekend, but I saw the highlights. But I've been following his journey and his story, right? And how he is coming into programs and organizations and creating massive shifts, right? Massive shifts. Like, as I watched the documentary series on Prime when he was at Jackson State, and I've been watching many of his interviews, it is remarkable to see the work that he is doing. And I'm always placing myself in a position where I'm curious, right? As I'm watching these things, I want to unpack and dissect his mentality. What is his approach? What is his philosophy? What is he doing to create these massive shifts within these organizations, right? We're talking about he's coming into programs. Colorado last year, nobody knew of them, right? They're coming off of a record, I think it was 1-11, Yusuf, right? Last year, they won one game. He comes into this program and now they're 3-0, right? It's still early in the season, but the energy has shifted, right? He's coming to the space. And I heard in his interview last night on 60 Minutes, as he was talking about when I came in, there's been over 50 students that have transferred in and out of our program. He came in and completely overhauled, right? The entire coaching staff. Like, we can unpack that in a later broadcast. That in of itself is how he came in and created a new standard, and he determined who was actually on that standard. And if you're not on that standard, then hey, you got to release yourself from our program. You know what I mean? Like that's how we have to approach our goals and the visions that we have. We create a standard of excellence, a standard of success. And if we have mindsets, if we have attitudes, if we have habits, right? If we have relationships that don't necessarily align themselves with where we're aiming to go, we got to disconnect from it. That's not today's message, but it's relevant to what we're discussing as it relates to us leveling up our life. But essentially, family, as he's coming into these organizations, particularly the University of Colorado, I started to just unpack how he's approaching these opportunities. And as I began to listen to many of his speeches, at a fundamental level, family, I said, that's what it is. That's what it is. What Prime is doing when he's coming into these spaces is ultimately he's telling a story. Everybody comment below. Tell a story. Tell a story. Now, he's telling a story, family, not in a convincing fashion, right? He's not convincing you to buy into this story. He's compelling you to associate yourself with the story that he's communicating. There's a large difference between compelling an individual and convincing an individual, right? Here's a business masterclass real quick, right? Okay. Say, for instance, you're building your brand. There's brands that attempt to convince you to purchase their products. They attempt to convince you to buy their services, right? They're convincing you by bringing up their specifications, the tools that they use, right? Ultimately, their qualifications and what they bring to the table. But then there's brands like the Harley Davidsons, and there's brands like Apple and Nike that don't necessarily talk about the specifications of their products and their services, right? And what they have to offer. But they're compelling individuals to associate themselves with the story that's attached to their brand. Think about that. When's the last time you heard Nike come out on a commercial talking about the comfort of their soles? No, they're selling you the story of becoming an elite athlete, right? So therefore, individuals that associate with that type of lifestyle, they're compelled to purchase their products. Because if I purchase these products, I now associate myself with the classification of individuals that are elite athletes. Again, that's a very quick masterclass on branding, so to speak. But bringing it back to Prime, he's not convincing these students. He's not convincing his coaching staff to be winners, right? What he's doing is he's telling a compelling story on how they all are winners, right? Like, he's not telling these individuals to believe in the fact that they can win a game. Man, I wish we had time to break this down, family. Again, he's not convincing you that you can win a game. It's not enough just to have the belief that you can win a game. He's compelling them in a unique way and telling the story that not only can they win a game, but most importantly, you're a winner. You move differently in comparison to when you think you can win just a game to when you think you can win every game, to when you believe deep down on the inside of you that you are born to be a winner, right? When you have a full and deep conviction that you have the DNA makeup to be a winner, right? Very similar to that is a difference between having an excellent game and having game excellence, right? The difference between the two of those is consistency. It's continuing to excel. It's adopting the mindset that this is not what I do, this is who I am. This is who I am. I'm born to be a winner. I'm born to be a conqueror. Yes, I know I'm going to face some adverse conditions and some circumstances that may not align with where I truly want to be, but I got what it takes to rise above it because I am a winner. And as I begin to observe what he's doing at a fundamental level, family, he's telling the story that you are a winner and you must adopt the mindset of a winner. When you adopt the mindset of a winner, you move differently. You talk differently. You step into spaces with a different type of energy because you associate yourself as a person that is a winner. Let's bring it all home, family. The mindset shift that I challenge you to begin to make, especially as you step into this Monday. I don't want you to just believe that you can win on one occasion. I don't want you to believe that you can just land one deal. I don't want you to believe that you can just get that single degree, right? I don't want you to believe that you can just be effective in one atmosphere or one space or one environment. But I challenge you to begin to adopt the mindset that you have what it takes to win at whatever it is that you do, because it's a part of your DNA makeup. It's a part of your pedigree. In fact, it's not what you do, but it's who you are. Granted, historically, maybe you haven't operated with this mindset. Remember, Prime and them last year, Colorado, they were 1-11. 1-11. They didn't have a winner's mindset, right? They weren't consistently putting up W's. But when he came in, a mental shift shook up the entire environment. Not only that, but catch this, family. A mental shift that shook up the entire environment of an organization has now echoed itself across the nation. And you have people that are now what they call, quote unquote, bandwagon fans because of the belief that has been adopted within that organization. What are you saying, D1? When you adopt a belief system that you are a winner, what that does is it begins to echo itself, right? In the environment, in the spaces that you are in. Maybe you're working with a team. Maybe you have a small business right now and you have a team of leaders that you need to be effective. You can be the pivotal shift within the organization. You could be the catalyst that begins to echo this newfound belief system that each and every single leader needs to be effective and create the results that your team envisions. Maybe it's your family, right? Maybe historically your family has always had this impoverished mindset. They've always thought small and had this narrow mentality. You can be the one that creates the generational cycle that shifts each and every single individual to align them with success because of the belief that you have. Now, here's where the challenge comes into play. Because the moment in the day that we start striving for more, that we start thinking outside of the box, what often happens, and this can often happen instantaneously, when you think about doing something that you've never done before, when you think about accomplishing this big, ambitious vision or goal, what often arises within your mindset are fears, roadblocks, doubts, insecurities, maybe imposter syndrome will begin to rise in your mentality. Is in those moments, family, that you have to remind yourself of who you truly are. Here's your call to action, okay? I want you to recruit confidence. Comment below. Let's recruit confidence this week. Recruit confidence. Here's something practical that you can begin to start doing. I want you to remind yourself of those days when you thought that you couldn't make it, but you found a way to rise above your challenge. Like, I think it's very important for us to do this on a consistent basis because we often get this amnesia about who we are. We often lose sight of how powerful we truly are. Think about those moments, right? Those challenges, those tests, those adverse circumstances that you face, and you had convinced yourself, I'm done, it's over, I can't come out of this, I can't rise above it, but you found a way to be resourceful, to be strategic, to be a problem-oriented, a solution-oriented individual that created a problem to what it is that you were facing, and you discovered how to navigate that challenge, and you came out on top. I want you to remind yourself of those things that you've overcome. I want you to remind yourself on how you graduated from high school or you got your GED and then you got out of college and you got that diploma and now you have a successful job, right? And now you're doing great and phenomenal things. Maybe you were in a lifestyle that was self-destructive, right? And you reinvented yourself and you escaped that environment that could have killed you, right? Maybe you had battled an addiction that was supposed to take you out and you mastered yourself, you conquered yourself, you won the battle from within, and now you've reinvented who you are as an individual. I need you to rely on that same characteristic, that same personal trait that you hold. And I want you to leverage that as you step into this week's opportunities. A lot of times we come face to face with a challenge and we forget, hey, yeah, you're about that life. You're not a joke. You got what it takes and it takes what you have. You just got to believe in it. So us sitting down just to reflect on how we've overcome some things, how we've risen above some things, that will remind us of how powerful we truly are. So as we wrap up this broadcast, I challenge you, take about 5 minutes, maybe even write it down in your journal. Write down all the achievements that you've experienced up until this point. Maybe even just write down the achievements that you've experienced just this year. That in and of itself may give you that confidence boost that you need to tackle this week's opportunities. Let's not take it for granted, family. If you're watching this broadcast now, listen, you overcame COVID, a global pandemic, the loneliness, the isolation, the depression, the anxiety that all came with that global pandemic. For many of us, you've overcame, maybe it was a divorce. Maybe it was a difficult breakup. Maybe it was a business that crashed and you figured out how you can start another business and now you're running this thing successfully. I need you to rely on that and recruit confidence from those experiences. To simply remind yourself of how powerful you truly are. Maybe you're a single mother, right? And you've been navigating, handling, getting these kids raised, right? And handling your responsibilities at work. And you're handling your responsibilities in your household. And you're making things work. And you're moving your life forward. Rely on that. Recruit that confidence. Maybe you're a brother where the odds have been stacked against you, right? You're supposed to be a statistic, right? People don't believe in you and they've counted you out, but you consistently have found a way to add value and move your life forward. Recruit confidence from that. Again, a lot of times we tell ourselves this story on how we can't do certain things or handle certain situations or how we can't rise above circumstances because of how we feel in the present moment. What I'm describing in this broadcast is I need you to rely on how you've overcome things in your past and don't forget where you've come from and how you've risen above some challenges. Recruit the confidence that you gain from those experiences and apply it to who you are now and move your life forward. I'll end it by saying this, family. You can't perform like a winner until you see yourself being one. Everybody wants to win, but not everybody sees themselves as a winner. Maybe you see yourself as that insecure high schooler. Maybe you see yourself as that person that made that massive mistake, right? And you've been defining yourself based upon that moment. Maybe you see yourself as that person that teacher described you would be. And you wouldn't be anything in life. And you bought into the story that they told you. Remember, it's never too late to rewrite your story. I don't care how long you've thought a certain way. You can always rewrite your story. And right now, I double dog dare you. We'll take it back to the playground days. I double dog dare you to adopt the mindset that you are a winner. that you are a winner. You're not the person that can just win in a single moment. No, you consistently win. You're more than a conqueror. You got what it takes to rise above challenges because you've been born to be a winner. As I wrap up this broadcast again, I'll close it by saying you can't perform like a winner until you see yourself being one. The story that you tell yourself about yourself will carry the greatest influence over your life. It's time for you to see yourself for who you truly are. You're not your mistakes. You're not your past. You're not your trauma. You're not your pain. You're not the opinions of other people. You're who you decide to be. And in this moment, make the executive decision. I'm going to be a winner. Like Prom says, it's personal. This is personal for us, right? This is personal. I'm going to be a winner. Yeah, the economy may say something else, but I'm going to be a winner. Yeah, the critics, the haters may say something else, but I'm going to be a winner. There may be people that are doubting me and saying I'll never be anything in life, but I've made the executive decision. I'm going to be a winner in this moment because I've made that executive decision. Let me wrap this thing up before we start another train, family. But if you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And again, if this is your first time, or maybe it's your first time in a long time, put a number 1 in the comment section and then place your first name afterward. Again, number 1 in the comment section and then place your first name afterward. No, Sheila, you're not a victim of circumstances. You're a creator of circumstances. That means you don't have to be defined by your current environment, but instead you can shape your environment to be what it is that you envision. But it starts with what you believe. Yes, and become a hero in your own movie. My brother from another mother, Sam, salute to you. Belief. Marie, great day to you, sis. Sacramento's in the building. Hope all is well with you. I feel a part 2 coming next week. You already know what it is. Desire is everything, Sam. Shauna is in the building. My phenomenal sister. I hope all has been well with you, sis. Glad to have you tapped in live. One of the original dream catchers tapped into the stream. Used to tap in on Periscope. Glad to have you come here on the broadcast. Yeah, we winning, Bruce. We winning. Yukita's in the building. Appreciate you tagging individuals here in the broadcast. If you guys found value in this broadcast, put some fists up in the comments below. Let me know you were picking up what your boy was putting down during today's conversation. I wish we had more time to dive deeper into this, man. We can unpack how it can begin to eradicate those limiting beliefs and align them with the success that we envision. That's so very important, family. The stories that we are telling ourselves, man. Appreciate you, Yusuf. Absolutely. As you guys are putting in the fists and you're indicating that you did find some value, please do your boy D1 a quick favor and share this out with the people that you care about. Again, you never know how something that we discussed during today's conversation can impact somebody in a monumental way as they watch the replay. They may not be able to catch us live, but the inspiration is still the same. Be sure to share this out. When does the MindFit community begin? That's a great question, Shauna. Actually, we will be live next week. I'm extremely excited. If you guys loved this broadcast in the MindFit community, y'all, we diving deeper. This is only the surface, man, on the practices and tools and, essentially the mindset shifts that you could begin to integrate in your day-to-day life. Michelle, appreciate you. I see you. I see you guys continue to comment below. But if you guys are interested in more, right, what I've done, like I talked about last week, I began a lot of inquiries, DMs, and emails, questions about how individuals can shift their mindset. How can they get a better grip on their emotional state? Some practices, that you can incorporate in your day-to-day routine that will help you show up effectively and with an empowered mindset. I even get fitness, questions, right? And nutrition and diet and how you can optimize your health. And these are all things that on a regular basis, I'm constantly researching and experimenting with my journey, right? On my personal growth journey. And ultimately, as I begin to sit down and ask myself, how can I add more value? I came up with the MindFit community concept. And what that is ultimately, it's a community full of like-minded individuals that are aiming to improve themselves on a continuous basis. What that entails is there's going to be live Q&A sessions, there's going to be live coaching sessions, moments where you can come in and ask personal questions about your journey. There's going to be master classes, there's going to be courses, there's going to be weekly self-reflection questions and accountability exercises that will help you stay inspired and consistent with your goals. There's also going to be 30-day challenges, fitness challenges, self-care practices, meditation, visualization, and all of this will be live in the app. So if you were interested in this organization, but community, excuse me, what you can do is comment below MindFit. Or better yet, to make it easier, I ran into this issue last week because I saw individuals on YouTube say that they were interested, but YouTube doesn't necessarily have an inbox that we can kind of communicate, right? A DM system that we can communicate or share links through. If somebody would, how can I type? Let me see. Let me see if this will come up on you guys' end. It's bit.ly/the mind fit. I don't know if that came up on all the platforms. I don't think it did. But if somebody would type that into the chat, again, that's bit.ly/the mind fit, all lowercase. Let me see if somebody can put that in. And what you can do, simply hit that link, join the waiting list. And then once you join the waiting list, you'll be sent all the information, all the updates that you would need to know to get enrolled and signed up. What's the investment? $29.99 per month, $30. So it's less than what you pay for coffee every single day, right? $1 a day is the investment. But ultimately, again, what that entails, it will be live coaching sessions, similar to here on YouTube. But ultimately, these are 60-minute sessions, right? I'm only live for 15 minutes delivering the message. So I aim to package these broadcasts in a very distinct way, in a way that can kind of give you a call to action. And there's many times I wish we can go a little longer, but I want to be respectful of individuals' time. But during the MindFit sessions, we dive deeper. For those of us that are in the mastermind, you guys know how we go into many of these topics and we break down how we can integrate these practices in our day-to-day life, not just scratching the surface, but demonstrating how you can incorporate this into your daily routine, how you can incorporate a mindset shift, how you can use certain tools and practices and methodologies that will assist you in adopting a new way of thinking, ultimately a new way of showing up, how to shift your identity. And we'll dive deeper into that during those sessions on how you can incorporate a new way of thinking, and not just a new way of thinking, but a new way of seeing and viewing yourself. And there's so much power in you shifting your identity. Most people try to change their behavior before they change their identity. And for those of us that are in the mastermind, we've talked about and how we've broken down the importance of us understanding that we are wired in a way where our behavior will always be consistent with our identity, right? So by you just trying to change your behavior over an extended period of time, you will resort back to that same behavior pattern because you never changed your identity. But we'll break down how we can incorporate that and integrate that into our day-to-day life so we can be empowered in the way that we view ourselves. Okay, I'm in. Great timing for this new season in my life. Shauna, for sure. If somebody could, again, put that in the comments below. And what I want to do is put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. Or if somebody can just directly hit the link. Again, that's bit.ly/the mind fit. The mind fit. As you guys are doing that, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. If we've yet to connect on other platforms, at D1 Gibson is my handle. If you've yet to do so, I'm there on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or I guess it's called X now again. And then LinkedIn, I'm on there as well. YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, family. Also in the works, we have our upcoming season for my documentary series on small businesses. I am extremely excited about this project, y'all. Extremely excited. Me and the team have been putting in a lot of work on this upcoming season, going into small businesses here in the city of Indianapolis. We have a total of 7 businesses that we've been featuring in this upcoming season, unpacking their journey, describing their process, their mindset, their belief system, and the step-by-step process that they took to build the ideas that they have. And we have some special guests coming in to this upcoming season. Don't want to release too much, but be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for the release of that. That will be coming in the very near future. I will keep you guys posted and updated on that as well. But again, you can appreciate that, but it's bit.ly/the mind fit. Everything but the U. Everything but the U. bit.ly/mind fit. Or to make it easier, again, for those that are watching this on YouTube, simply reach out to me on Instagram at D1Gibson, send me a DM, and then I'll shoot you some direct information. And if you're watching this on Facebook or LinkedIn, just put MindFit. I'm interested, and I'll send you some information directly there as well. When is your next boxing event? That's that's funny, man. I don't know. Every once in a while, I get that itch. To step back into the ring. It's been a while as of now. I may just let the young brothers have that, but I'm still training, just not in fight shape. But I'll keep you posted, Sam. You can put it on the banner on your screen. Is this on Facebook? I'll figure out some way. Bruce, I'll send you some information for sure. Well, let's wrap it up, though, family. Again, I said I won't be too long. Want to be respectful of our time. But I'll be sure to send those that are interested some information on that. Latoya says, morning, congratulations, David, on your additional services being added to your platform and business. So happy for you. I'll catch the replay. Latoya, I appreciate your support for sure, especially over the years. Again, one of the original dream catchers tapped into the broadcast coming to us. I think you started way back in Periscope as well, for sure. Sam, you heard what I'm talking about. Let the young brothers have that, man. Got to let the young brothers have that, man. We don't have any limits. We can do anything, but we can't do everything, right? I just keep my tools sharp, you know what I mean? But definitely, man, every once in a while, Sam, I get that itch to want to step back in there, and then I remind myself, no, you ain't got nothing to prove. You're good, man. You're good. Maybe one time I'll do an exhibition bout, so to speak. We'll do like a fundraiser event for a nonprofit. Maybe we'll work on that, Sam. I'll keep you posted. But with all of that being said, family, hey, it's Monday. Let's be effective. Let's step into this Monday with an effective mindset. Remember what we discussed. You are a winner. And don't let any circumstance, any situation, any life condition, or even any other person to convince you otherwise. You tell the story of success. Let that echo in your mind. Because remember, the story that you tell yourself about yourself will carry the greatest influence over your life. So believe the fact, not just the fact, but the truth. Truth always supersedes fact, right? The fact may be, man, it seems like you're losing. The fact may be, hey, my back is up against the wall, but the truth is you are a winner. Let the truth rise to the top. You have within you what it takes to rise above the situation, to create creative solutions to the strong limitations that you're facing right now in this chapter of your life. But you got to believe it. You got to believe it. So let's step into this Monday, family, with the mindset that I'm born to win. I got what it takes to win. I carry the capacity to initiate positive change in my life. If nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, D1 has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. Shout out to everybody watching this on the replay. Again, salute to you all. Sometimes I forget about those watching this on the replay, but right now I'm not going to forget. Salute to you guys. Appreciate you guys viewing this broadcast. Whenever you're watching this streaming, maybe 5 years from now, salute to you, right? It may be 2028. Salute to you watching this. This is 2023 right now, and you watching this 5 years from now. Salute to you. But let's wrap this thing up. Again, be effective, be successful, live with some passion, and most importantly, family, join in with your boy. 3 pounds to your chest. 1, 2, 3. Be powerful. We'll be back at it Monday morning next week, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
I'm gonna make it. I can see my shot is here, so now I'm gonna take it. Gotta get up, get out, time to stand up, get loud, time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now, can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up. 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 So I'ma do it right now. Yeah, I'ma do it right now.